This is cs952 Introduction to Web Technologies and Design. And in our last video, we looked at how to use JavaScript to automatically update the copyright for our website. Now we're going to use a combination of JavaScript and jQuery to improve how the navigation works on our website. So I've got Dreamweaver open. I'm going to hit F12 to go back to my web browser. And this is, of course, our template page. Let me click on our home page. I'll click on my gallery page, click on my history page. Now, it doesn't matter what page I have selected. You can always see that the home icon is kind of highlighted here, which is handy, I guess. It lets you know how to, where the home icon is. But I would rather have this highlighting feature, this active link, change depending on what page I'm on. So if I click on the gallery page, I'd like the gallery to be emphasized. I'd like, if I'm on the history page, to see history emphasized, or if I'm on contact, to see contact emphasized. So how do I get my navigation to automatically change? Well, let's go and look at how is this working in the first place. So if I click on, I'm in my template, if I click on the home icon, I can see that my home icon is contained inside of a list element, and that list element has a class of active, and that is really the key here. So there is a CSS rule that says whatever has a class of active. If you think back way back when we were working with the TWBS color website, how we could choose what color we wanted the active class to be. In this example, I chose a black background. But whatever has this class of active, that's the thing that's going to be highlighted. So I would like to have this class of active change automatically for me. So you know what I'm going to do is I'm just going to delete this right now. I'm just going to take that class of active off. And there's one other element I want to get rid of, and that's this span here that says current. Now this is an accessibility attribute where we have class equals screen reader only. This is to help out the screen reader, and we would like this to change as well, but this is kind of an invisible thing. To be thorough, I will go ahead and delete that as well. Now I'm going to hit F5 to refresh. Now notice when I did that, the home icon looks like the gallery icon. It's no longer it no longer has the black background, the text is no longer white, it's the same gray. What happens if I was to take my gallery link here? What happens if I was to take that list item that I'm using for gallery and give it a class of active? Let's try that. Class equals active. You can see Dreamweaver's already filling it in for us, and I'll close that quote and then hit F5 to refresh. Now you can see that's what gallery looks like when gallery has a class of active. So I'd like this process to be done automatically because this isn't our template. I can't change, the template's got to be the same for all the pages. So I actually need some way for this process to be occurring without me having to go in there and make all these changes. And that's exactly what jQuery and JavaScript is great for. So let me show you how we're going to do that. I've removed that class of active from the gallery link, and I'll hit F5 to refresh. So I already have some code for us to help us out. And if we go to our tutorial folder, and if we look in our text files, I'm looking for something here to help me change my navigation. So there's a lot to look through here in this text file. So just like before, I'm going to type in Control F, or under Edit, I can go to Find and Replace. And within my current document, what am I going to search for? I'm going to search for navigation, Navigation. And skipped right down. It looks like it's on line 61 there. Let me close this, and it says JavaScript helper for navigation. And it says change the active state of the navigation. So let me highlight this, and I'm just going to copy this text. I'm going to copy it right here, okay? I have my text copied. Let's go back to my template because I want to add it into my template. This is going to work on every single page. Now, if you recall, I'm looking at my document object model here. That in our footer, we had several examples of script, right? We said this is where we're going to be putting all of our JavaScript. So let me click on the last example of script that we had there. And right here it is. It's the script that loads the bootstrap JavaScript. So the first script that we had loads jQuery. The next one loads bootstrap. So I'm going to hit enter. I'm at the end of that word, that tag script. I'm going to hit enter a couple times. And then I'm going to right click and I'm going to paste that code that I copied. And that's looking exactly like what I want. I'm just going to, I would like this to be indented. This is just purely for visual purposes. I've highlighted all the text, and then I'm going to hit the tab key, moves all the text over so everything lines up. And I have a little note here, update the list item active class. So we'll talk about how all this works in a second, but I'm going to hit refresh, and then I'm going to hit save all. And of course, Dreamweaver says, do you want to update all these pages? And I say, yeah, let's update the pages. And I'm going to close and preview in my web browser, preview in Chrome. Now, right now, this is my template page. And actually, I don't have any links to my template page, so it's not surprising that nothing's highlighted. But if I click on my pencil button, or if I click on my home icon and I go to my home page, once again, home shows that it's an active item. But what happens if I click on gallery? Well, now gallery's highlighted. Or if I click on contact, you can see that contact is highlighted. If I go over here under more and choose to go to my history page, more is highlighted, but then if I look under more, I can see that history is highlighted, or I can go to media. Works the same way with media. So this is pretty great. Let's just look at, for 1 second, at how this works. I'm going to view the source code for my page, and I'm going to scroll down. Okay, so this is a little JavaScript that we have here, and we also have some jQuery. So the first 2 lines that we're looking at is just plain old JavaScript. And basically, the JavaScript is figuring out what's the current URL of what's the page that I'm currently on. And then I store whatever the URL is. I want to store it somewhere so I can look it up, kind of have a place to easily find that. And I stored it in a variable that's called end URL. So this guy right here, end URL, if I ever asked what's in end URL, the answer is going to be whatever page that I'm on. And then we've got jQuery. Well, how do we know it's jQuery? We know it's jQuery because we've got that $sign out in front of it, right? We said that the $sign is a shortcut for jQuery, right? So this is jQuery, and basically it looks to find anything that's on the page that has as a link whatever our current URL is, because when we're on our gallery page, we want the gallery button to be highlighted. When we're on our home page, we want the home button to be highlighted, and then once it finds that, it gives it a class of active. So let's just experiment around here a little bit. I'm going to add in one extra line here, a plain old generic JavaScript, and I'm going to type in window.alert. Now this window alert basically shows us a message. Okay? And so for my window alert, I could type in hello, and I'm going to hit refresh. And when I do that, you can see this little window pops up that says hello. So I'm going to close that. So instead of having it say hello, I could ask it to show me, well, what's my ending URL? Let's replace the word hello with my ending URL, and I'm going to hit refresh. And when I do, it says template.dwt, because that's the URL for the page that I'm currently on. So that's how this is working. We're using JavaScript to go out and find out what page we're on, and then we're using jQuery to go through our page, to go through our document, and anytime it finds something that's linked to whatever our current URL is, make that active. So if we're on the gallery page, who's linked to the gallery page? Make that active. If we're on the home page, who's linked to the home page? Make that active. So I'm going to say OK, and then I'm actually going to take this line out here. Or you know what, I'm just going to close my template file and not save the changes because we don't need that. Okay, we're going to say, do you want to save changes? Nope. Okay, and we will move on.